Hey, what's going on, Fit Fam? KC here. And today I need to shake some people up. I need to wake some people up. I need to motivate you. And in certain cases, I need to give you some tough love. So here's the deal, guys. 2020. It's been crazy, right? I'm not going to say it's been horrible, and I'm not going to say it's been awesome. But there's people on both sides of those fences. There's people who are thriving inside this time. And then there's people who are absolutely crumbling. Okay? So here's the deal. There is going to be a lot more uncertainty. There's going to be more shutdowns, more lockdowns, more quarantines. And so this is why I want to do this video now, because we're not done. We're not out of this thing yet. And there's been a lot of people I know personally, that are like breaking my heart because they are deteriorating in front of my eyes because they've like frozen. They have not taken advantage of this time. They have not used the time they have to good use. And instead, because their routine was thrown upside down, they freeze, basically put the covers over their heads, and they literally are trying to wait this out. The problem is, we don't know when this is over. We don't know what's coming next week or tomorrow or the next week after that. And so there's just a ton of uncertainty and there's no end in sight. So when are you going to start? You know, what was a 2-week shutdown back in March? Like, there's still states that are shut down. Like 8 months later, right? So how long are you going to do this for? I heard a great saying, because this falls right in line with it. This is by Dave Ramsey, by the way. Worry about your house, not the White House. Let's check this out, guys. There's people I know, once again, I know personally, who blamed everything for the last 4 years on one guy in the White House. Well, guess what? Now the other team has the ball, and they don't have those excuses anymore. So what's going to change? And this happens. Guys, this happens every 4 to 8 years. There's never been a time in my lifetime where it's been like Republicans for 20 years or Democrats for 20 years. No, it like flip-flops every 4 to 8 years. And there's people who thrive doesn't matter who's in the White House. There's people who do amazing with regardless of what team has the ball. So that's not an excuse either, especially if you've been somebody using it as an excuse for the last 4 years. That's done. That's over. Now, if your guy lost, okay, pull your pants up. Let's go. Like, what are you going to do? You're going to spend the next 4 years, kicking rocks with your head down saying, well, in 4 years, no. Get to work. Focus on you. Focus on what you can control. You can control what you see in the mirror. You can control your health. You can control your relationships. You can control your house. Everything under your roof. Your financial health. All of that is under your control and has no bearing on who's in the White House. And guess what, guys? They call this the game of life anyways, right? The crazy part about this game is the rules always change. Up until last March, we had a certain set of rules. Then all of a sudden, coronavirus hit, and now the rules changed. There are people who've been able to adapt on a dime. There's businesses that have been able to adapt on a dime. And then there's other people who kind of like tried to stand their ground and tried to stay in their routine, especially when they weren't allowed to do their routine. And guess what? They got crushed. There's so many businesses that have gone out of business. So many businesses we grew up with have gone out of business during this time. So many small mom and pops have gone out of business. And it's a hard time. And I'm not saying people aren't trying. But this is a time you got to throw everything against the wall. You know, early on, I pleaded with people to not stop. When we first got shut down, I did one of these videos. I was pleading with people, don't stop, because I know the future. We've been doing this for over 20 years. This obviously, this situation is different, but people's reactions to situations are exactly the same. What tends to happen is you stop and you say, you know what, since I'm not able to have a routine and I don't want to sit down and figure out or carve out an hour here or carve out an hour there, I'm just going to wait it out until we're able to do things as we used to do. What ends up happening is you stop, and obviously, like when it comes to your health, a lot of people start falling backwards, but then they know people who've thrived and are completely different now. So what ends up happening is when they do have an opportunity to restart, they don't. Because now there's like shame in their decisions. They don't feel good about the fact that they wasted all this time that they could have been using. And they see in front of their face people who took advantage of this opportunity. And then they say to themselves, well, I have shame. I don't want people to see me like this. Like, all right, these are your decisions. 1 + 1 = 2. That's your decision. Now, the reason why I'm saying this, I'm pleading with you, is because we're not out of the woods. There's more of these coming. So we need to, if you're somebody who's been sitting on the couch and Netflixing and not working out and sitting there and texting me and messaging me like, I really need to start. I hate the fact that I didn't start. Let's go. Let's go. Let's stop talking and let's start doing. Nothing changes until you put things into motion. Because guess what? We're going to get shut down again. And we're going to get quarantined again. If I was a betting man, I'd bet on it. And then what? Are you going to do the same thing? Because now this is your routine. Your routine's doing nothing and wishing you were doing something. Or are you going to get started? And guys, I'm not telling you need to do like marathon workouts. Go for a walk. Go for a walk. Try to focus on what you're eating. Eat like real food. Stuff that grew in the ground or had a face. Like, do little things. Little things add up to big things over time. But do something. Doesn't matter who's in the White House. One of my favorite sayings is smooth seas never created skilled sailors. This has been a hard time. Right? There's, like I keep saying this, but there's people who are going to come out absolute monsters. Their life, they're going to have all these checks in the boxes, and their lives in certain areas are going to be amazing. And then there's people who didn't take advantage of this time, and we're never going to have this time again. When do we have 2 months to sit at home? People have written books. People have lost like 40 pounds. People have like reinvigorated their marriages, or really took advantage of the time with their children. To where now, like, that time completely transformed their lives now. And that's why I'm pleading with you. I'm pleading with you, like, let's go. Let's stop talking about it. Let's stop waiting for this or that, and let's get moving. Let's get focused on us. Let's not worry about what people are saying on social media or what's going on with the White House. Who cares? If you turn on the TV and you feel emotion, you're wrong. If you go on social media and you feel emotion to where when you put that down or you turn the TV off, it affects how you react with your family, you're wrong. Turn it off. The most important things in your lives are under your roof. And you're letting outside influences affect you enough to where you're not who you can be for your family, for your people. So come on, guys. Let's get going. There's going to be more shutdowns, which means who knows? Who knows what we're going to have to do as a company, but we got you. Whether it's on Zooms, whether it's outside, we got you. But take advantage of this time. We're going to look back at this, and some people are going to say, damn, I squandered that. And other people are going to be like, man, that was the best thing that ever happened to me. That's the best thing that ever happened to my marriage. Best thing that happened to my relationship with my kids, my fitness, whatever it is, guys. Use this time to your advantage and focus on you. Focus on your house, not the White House. Take care, guys. Love you. And I'll talk to you soon.